everybody, it's Janine over at Slow Happy Vintage, and today I have a strictly what I have found video, a haul video. I've been out and about looking for jewelry and other vintage items, and I found some pretty fun things. What I'm wearing today, I've got my standard gold hoops on that I bought at an estate jewelry store here in town. And then this necklace, I've shared it before. This is actually the first time I've worn it. I absolutely love it. It's enamel over sterling, and I don't know the era. It is a Scandinavian necklace. I believe it's from Denmark. And it has a different feel to it. It kind of looks like a mid-century piece, but then when you look closer, it kind of has some Art Deco elements with the geometric shapes, as well as some Art Nouveau elements with the little leaf motif in between the dots, and then there's little daisy flowers in the yellow section of the station parts. Anyway, love that necklace. And the last thing I am wearing jewelry wise is my Ostby Barton ring. This stems from probably the 1920s, 1930s. It's glass in sterling and gold. And there is a tragically romantic story regarding this company. The founder of the company actually passed away on the Titanic, leaving his daughter, who ended up running the company. She was also on the Titanic, but made it out on one of the lifeboats. So rich history on that one. Google them and take a look for yourself. So without further ado, we're going to flip the camera around and I'll show you some fun things that I found recently. This little selection of items are things that I found just the other day. It's getting harder and harder to find really cool pieces for a reasonable price. These are Weiss earrings that I found at a local antique store. They were just a couple dollars each. They have the japanned or blackened metal finish on them, and they are signed Weiss. Really pretty kind of caramel colored stones in those. And then these I found at an antique store. These are Selro Cellini pieces. They were only $6. I was really surprised. I don't think the antique dealer who had them knew what they were, because it's really hard to read the signature on them. In fact, I kind of struggled with it. I need to take these little cushions off. But the signature is way down in here and it's very difficult to read. So, but they're lovely pieces. Get a good look at those. Then a couple other things that I found. This is just a nice quality 1950s bracelet with rhinestones and looks to be glass metallic-y looking beads on it. This right here is a courting couple station bracelet. I just like these. I know they don't sell for much, but I have quite a collection of these and I really enjoy them. This was one of my favorite finds. Doesn't look like a whole lot. It's just pot metal, but the stones on this are really beautiful. I have not cleaned it up yet and it already is really sparkly. It's going to look beautiful once I get it cleaned up. It's missing a couple little stones. I will be repairing those, but it's in lovely condition. Oh, and this was only like, I think they charged me $2 or $3 for it. Then this one is very sad. It's a lovely brooch, but it was damaged. And when I got it, this leaf was hanging on by a thread, and it did break before I got it home. I'm probably just going to glue it. There's a flat spot in there and I can glue it and make it look like it is supposed to look, and it will be a lovely piece again. It's just unusual. It's not super high quality. It's not signed, but I hate to see things that are damaged that will probably get thrown away when they can be repaired to some extent. Somebody can continue to enjoy them. So we'll figure out something to do with that. Also at the same store, I found this vintage guilloche enamel hand-painted rosebud cluster ring. It's adjustable. It is missing a pearl, no big deal. I can go ahead and fix that as well. Just really sweet vintage piece. And an antique piece. This is a morning, I almost said stick pin. It's not a stick pin, it's a bar pin. And I am not sure what material the black is. It could be onyx, not sterling. It is, oh wait, it has some marking that I did not see earlier. Okay, so this bar pin is marked 900, which is a silver mark, so it's not quite sterling. It's just a lovely piece. It is missing one rhinestone. I will go ahead and take care of that. So lately, as you can see, I've been finding a lot of pieces that are lovely but need some work. So I don't mind fixing things at all. Okay, and then on this side, I have this lovely givre, I think they call it, where it has multi-tonal stones in it. These ones are kind of a butterscotch topaz color set in clear. And it is gold tone panel bracelet, very well made, very nice, $8, not $10. And then just a couple of other odds and ends that I just wanted to keep for myself. These are little fuchsia, glass fuchsia earrings. And then there's a little enamel bird earring that I got for myself. Moving along, there's this necklace. Now it's really interesting because the place I found this necklace, she only charged me, I think, was it $8 for this necklace? Really a lovely piece, but this store, I could not believe they have one lady that does all of their pricing, and you know, you see it all the time. People will price things with listed pricings from eBay or First Dibs or whatever, but she had a listener brooch in there, and granted, it was a nice listener brooch. She has the asking price $400 on this brooch. And she said, well, you know, there's one for sale for $600 or $800 or something. So she just assumed it was worth that. And I'm like, it's a listener, it's not worth that. But anyway, I did some research and I found the same brooch the last time it sold. It sold in Canada for $90, which is about $66 American. So anyway, I try not to go to this shop that much, but occasionally they have some pretty fun things. I did want to test the gemstones on these because I do believe they are gemstones. There might be some glass, but I just fired up the Presidium and we will take a look. It's in the tourmaline section. And how about this one's probably glass. Yes, that one's glass. How about this little faceted one? That one is showing up in the tourmaline section. How about this? Okay, so there are some gemstones, but mostly glass beads on here, which is fine because I did not buy this to resell anyway. It's just a really cute necklace. This necklace, it's kind of a lariat style necklace, or a slide type necklace. It's got this square little bolo clasp thing, and then these giant faux pearls with rhinestone rondelle and another faux pearl. So it's just an unusual piece. I would venture to say this is probably a 50s or 60s piece. It is not marked, but just unusual and fun. I think it was $3. Judy Lee earrings, and they're just beautiful. I think they'll sell well around Christmas time. They're not really poinsettias, but they kind of look that with these navette stones, and yeah, they're just really, really pretty. Oh, this dog. This is a celluloid, probably from the 40s, early plastic dog. They look like sighthounds, which were really popular at that time. And now I have some friends who own some sighthounds. Now these came from an estate sale. These little trinket boxes, I always like to pick them up when they're not that expensive. This one was $6, and I'm starting to have quite a collection of them, so I will be needing to sell some of them because you can only have so many of these, right? Okay, and inside, this was a very good purchase. This is a Michael Michaud set. Now, Michael Michaud started designing for the Metropolitan Museum of Arts, and these are stamped MMA. for that organization. Michael Mashad is known for making his pieces out of metals like bronze. I believe these are most likely bronze. I would have to double check. But you can see the MMA logo right there. And pardon my fingers. I'm letting them rest from wearing any nails or of any kind, so they're looking a little bit shabby right now. But that set was $8 and very good price on that. When I went to this estate sale, these all came from the same estate sale. I do love vintage Valentines, and they had a whole bunch of them there. So I went ahead and I picked up several vintage Valentines. I guess it's the romantic in me. I just love these old cards. These are probably from the 1800s. This is actually a wedding card with all kinds of, I don't know if these are handmade. This one looks kind of handmade. But the Victorians used to put these cards together for pretty much any occasion. This one has a nice 3D effect to it. Antique pop-up cards, and they usually have lovely sentimental poems inside. But anyway, I picked up a whole stack of these for $12. And at that same estate sale, I found this very large statement necklace and earring set. So this is a Kenneth Lane set. I think I paid a little bit more for this one. I want to say I spent $30, so I think this is probably $15 for this set. And I've seen them priced anywhere from probably $150 to $300, and very large statement necklace and earring set, most likely from the 80s. A couple other things that I found that are not jewelry. Some little pill boxes. This is Italian glass, Venetian glass. Cute little pill box with little compartments. Actually has somebody's pill in it. That's fun. We'll clean that out. And then this little courting couple pill box. This one is made in England. This is from the same company. This was $4 and these were $2. This little compact. I'm starting to get more compacts. Actually, no, this is not a compact. This is like a card case. It could be a calling card case or business card case. Or you could probably put cigarettes in there too, although might be a little bit narrow for cigarettes. I do have a couple cigarette cases downstairs. Okay, so we have a brooch here that is made by, it's been a while since I've looked at these, so I'm not exactly sure. Can't remember. This looks like a BSK. Yes, BSK little brooch, gold tone with pearls, lovely floral motif. And this one, I was excited to get this one. They wanted all of these were just $1 each. And this, I have a matching necklace to this. This was made by Coro, specifically for Knott's Berry Farm. And I grew up not too far from Knott's Berry Farm. This one, I don't believe is marked, but the necklace is marked Coro, but it's very distinctively Coro, little acorn motif. I don't know why they did an acorn motif for Knott's Berry Farm, but this was specifically commissioned for them. I believe it was sold in Virginia's gift shop in the mid-60s. Okay, then we have this lovely grape fur clip that is not signed, but it was also $1 with lovely kind of satin glass moonstone-y looking stones on there. And adorable little vintage Christmas tree. These are not marked either, but at $1, I couldn't resist them. Gorgeous. And this is another brooch, also not marked, with a crown motif. And we have couple pair of earrings in here. I did want to test these little ones. I don't know if that's genuine stone or if it's glass. It is, I was thinking it was a citrine. Yep. Pretty little citrine earrings, and we'll test those for gold too. And those were $1 as well. We have some cute little, these are shell cameos. You know, honestly, I need to do a video on cameos. I have some of the ugliest cameos that I think I've ever seen. And this is this is no exception. These guys, they're obviously hand carved. They're shell, but they're just not very attractive. You know, sometimes you see these beautiful cameos, and you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I would have thought a master carver could make these a little bit more uniform, but I won't even go further than that. I don't want to disrespect my cameos or the carvers that made them, but yeah. Okay, and then we have these glass necklaces. These were 50 cents each, and they almost feel like cut glass. I don't know how old they are. They are marked Japan, but when you run your fingers across them, they're very sharp. They're very beautiful, very sparkly. They're one of those ones that are just, I mean, they're filthy. I have not cleaned these ones, but when they get cleaned, they're going to be just amazing. These look like Native American. I think I'll go ahead and test these for silver and turquoise. But they are very cute little earrings. So I'll put those aside to be tested. They were also $1. And the last thing from that yard sale is this fetish necklace. And I'm thinking that this one is probably one from the 70s. Not necessarily truly Native American. It's made from shell. Looks like little turquoise pieces, which could be dyed howlite, and glass beads. Looks like there might be some coral. There is no clasp. It just has one of these ties on it. It's got 3 strands of all of these lovely things and little carved dolphins on it. So once again, that was $1. I don't know, do you want to know prices? I mean, I kind of feel like most of the people that watch my channel are potentially resellers, collectors and resellers. So I don't know if you want to know. I often hesitate to share prices simply because when I resell things, my aim is to make a profit. So when, you know, I have to make money to be able to afford to keep buying more jewelry. So when I say, oh, I bought this for $1 and then I turn around and sell it for 25 or 30, I don't want people to think badly of me. Is that a thing? Or do you want to know how much things sell for? Or just do you want to enjoy how fun collecting and finding treasures are? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. These are cufflinks. These guys are pretty cute. So these were $2 at an antique store in town. And then when I went to that antique store, I bought this little bag of stuff too. So we will stop after this little bag. Oh, this is the interesting bag. Okay, we'll start with the less interesting things. These were in the $2 thing. They are porcelain, enameled porcelain with gold on them. They are screwbacks. They were $2, and then we have a rolled gold little pin that was $2. I don't think that's a stone in there. It's most likely just glass. Yes, it's glass. And a little faux sapphire ring that I thought was pretty cute. It's set in sterling, or at least it says it's sterling, so we'll go ahead and test that as well. Yes, it's just glass. So what are we testing? We're testing all these things. And this little stick pin that I don't believe is gold or anything, but we're going to test it too. Let's see what that stone is. Stone is just glass. And here's the matching. This is not actually matching. These are kind of like camp hieroglyphics, and these are brands. So looks like the same maker, same design, with just a little bit different element on it. And then some Toledo ware, Damascene. This actually looks authentic. It's applied gold over like a blackened metal rather than it just being enamel. So those, and then this fur clip. It's missing one rhinestone. I will be fixing. This was $5 and it is by a known designer. Is it Donald Stannard? So these actually sell for a bit. I'm hoping that this one will sell quickly. And then just some modernist looking plique de jour earrings. You can see those. Plique de jour is kind of like that stained glass effect. And they need to be cleaned up a little bit. All right, are we gonna stop there? Or oh, I just have a couple more things in this box. I found a new antique store, not antique store, I found a new thrift store. I always love it when I can find a new thrift store. And they did have some jewelry. So first thing I found, these were $2. Just some fun, they look like 90s style, 80s, 90s style, fancy kind of dynasty type earrings. They're not marked, but they're clip-ons, and they were pretty. These are some mother of pearl sailboats. I don't believe they're set. They look like they're set on stainless steel or aluminum. They almost look handmade because they look like that's hand cut right there. Look at how cute these are. There's some dyed mother of pearl and plain mother of pearl. And then lastly, I found this lovely, this is Mark Trifari. And for those of you who care, yes, it's Crown Trifari. You know, I hate when people say Crown Trifari. Crown Trifari, Trifari is Trifari. The crown just denotes the time in which the particular item was made. And these are kind of like lucite beads with gold flecks in them. They're really pretty in person. They're very shimmery. I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but it's a really pretty piece. And that one was $4. The last thing that I wanted to show you is the most fascinating. This I found in a $12 box. I don't normally spend that much on things, but look at this piece of loveliness. Okay, this is old. This is Victorian. It is mourning jewelry. It is a sash belt buckle or a belt buckle of some kind, but it is extremely puzzling to me. I've had several people look at this. I've asked on several groups, and we so far cannot figure out what this is. Is it gutta percha? I know it's not vulcanite. It is not onyx. It is a soft, chalky-like material that's pressed. I don't believe it's horn. When I scratch it on a unglazed porcelain, it scratches very black. It is very black. It also scratches almost like it's chalk. So I'm wondering, is it pressed coal? Is it several people have thought it's gutta percha, and others have suggested that it's, I'm not going to remember the name. It's a early plastic made with ox blood. They would literally go to the slaughterhouses and get ox blood and mix it with some other substances and press it. Now, the test for gutta percha is to basically taste it, and if it's this other thing, I'm hesitant to want to taste it if it's made out of ox blood, but I assume they pressurize it at high heat. So I did go ahead and taste it, and it is slightly salty, but not salty. Gutta percha would be a salty taste, but I am not really familiar with a lot of these old black pieces. So if anybody has any insight, the texturing on the back, there actually is a very thin sheet of something on the back that this front is adhered to. I can tell because there's a couple little areas where it's starting to peel up a tiny bit. So this texturing is not part of the actual piece. It is very hard until you scratch it on something, and then it's pretty soft. So I'm trying to be careful with it. So if anybody has any insight into this piece, I would love to know. It's got ferns on it. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, now we can test the other things. Okay, so this is always a fun part. We have got our little scratches here, and I've got my 18 karat gold acid testing solution. Now, when you put 18 karat gold acid testing solution on sterling silver, it will turn it a bright blue. So, look at that. So this, as I suspected, is not silver, but these two both are showing up as silver. Can you see that bright blue scratch? Okay, we're going to test this. I guess we'll test it for a low karat gold. There is a stamp on here, but I cannot read that stamp. So let's just see. And because there's not a garnet in there, I'm doubtful that this is going to be a gold of any kind. But we'll give it a try. And this one, so we're going to start with a low karat. We'll start with a 10 karat. Okay, so the earrings are holding, the little stick pin is not. Okay, so we're going to go up from 10 karat to 14 karat. Okay, so 14 karat ate them both up. Interestingly enough, I'm not getting a very good reading on these. Could that be sterling? So these are looking like these are looking like a very tarnished sterling with citrine. These acid testing kits can be purchased on Amazon. They come with a testing stone and they come with various solutions of acid. There's a separate one for platinum, there's a separate one for sterling, but I don't like to use the separate one for sterling. It's much easier to use the 18 karat gold acid to test for sterling. But I always want to warn people to be careful. These are acids, they can do damage. Keep them away from all pets and any children. And also, even though they come in sealed bottles, you want to keep them in a sealed container of some kind, because these bottles, even though they are plastic and they are sealed, they do off gas. You can kind of smell them if you keep them in a cupboard. And if you look at this container is a bright blue, but look at the inside of it. It's turned like a milky white pale blue color. That's from the acids off-gassing. It has changed the coloring of it. So I do like to keep them tucked away in a drawer in a sealed container. Probably a glass sealed container would be better than plastic, but plastic is better than nothing. So that's just my little warning on the acids. To neutralize the acids, they do have a neutralizing solution, but you can also just mix up some baking soda in water or just plain baking soda and put it on your stone every now and again to completely deactivate any acid that is residual on the stone. Be warned though that when you do that, it will bubble and it will create a gas, and that gas, to me, it kind of upsets my system. I usually just use plain baking soda rather than the liquid solution. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Just a couple of fun finds. Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. I pressed the mute button.